one of your models, and people can see this if they go to your website, is that you can basically kind of create these agents if you're an influencer or an opinion leader. And if you want to create one of those things, you're going to have to tell them a lot about you. You're going to have to basically try to create a version of you, and they're going to be effective, maybe need to have your identity information, your voice, maybe some of your deepest and darkest secrets. And so I would say to anybody listening to us or watching us right now, it's bad enough that Google has your browsing data, that maybe they have your email data. Do you really want them having your voice, your thoughts, your deepest, darkest moments, telling them when you're having a bad day, a good day? Because all that info is going into the AI, and now they have a kind of a customized record on everybody in the world. And when you hear these data hacks and all these things happening, now they have your email address. What if they have your entire personality?
Yeah.
That is the kind of future we're looking at. Now, maybe I'm playing it up a little bit as dystopian, but I don't think it is.
It not necessarily is. It can definitely happen. In our case, what we call the branded AI, I think what you were referring to from the website, it is actually a tool. It should not necessarily have extra data compared to what an influencer, an opinion leader shares anyway, because it's kind of trained on your publications. In your case, for example, it would be your videos and all of the articles that you have written. For example, some of your followers or viewers could chat a version of you asking questions about, I don't know, episodes back to, 10, 12 years now, something like that, even more. But yeah, it could definitely happen, and we just don't have any control over it. So yeah, this is what we are building towards and trying to solve. And also the skills, as I mentioned, that's a very, very important part of it, because if you are just using a centralized AI, essentially, this is the kind of playbook that can end up making people redundant in a way. So if you spent in any industry, you learned your craft over several decades, and sometimes it's just a few sentences that can either win a deal, win a customer, or something like that you kind of built up over decades, and then we can help people preserve that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. So say you're Grant Cardone, and he's known for selling real estate, right? So Grant starts using ChatGPT to try to help him, optimize his stuff and correlate his stuff. Meanwhile, all that knowledge is being drained from him. And it might start showing up in my search when I say, I want to sell this building, what do I say? And you go to him and say, look, we're going to allow you to own that data. You can customize it and build something, but you'll always own that on your own, piece and blockchain, and you can prove that. And that's how you retain those skills.
Yes, exactly. And just in addition, if Grant in this case decides to share that with other people, let's say he's making an edition of 40, 50 of these, and you would like to use that, he can also, he's got a way to monetize that further as well.
License that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And that's why you call it skillful AI? Why? Because you want to preserve those skills?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the point. So we are kind of the real world skills that's coming from trial and error in anything that it might be, whether if it's any industry really, whether if it's fitness or any of the digital products like these fitness influencers currently, that they have these applications that walk you through of how to eat, what kind of exercises you do. They kind of learn that in the same way as well, like through trial and error and long time. But to take it away, it's quite easy today as well. So, and this is where we come in. Yeah.
So you provide the solution to the potential dystopian future of AI, is that we're all going to become useless. And you say, wait a second, you can preserve your own intellectual property and then use it as an agent and then monetize it and multiply it and maybe even make it better, but still own it.
They still own it, yeah.
Wow, that's quite a different future reality than centralized. I mean, that's life or death for people. Relevance or irrelevance.
Yeah, it definitely could be. And it's definitely not necessarily a solution for absolutely everybody, just like, in today's world, someone is just using someone else's knowledge or something like that. You still have to have something that But in our case, you can just come in and use them and pick the best one. We have several companies reaching out to us to kind of start making these agents, which we're going to start doing by Q4 this year. We're also going to be releasing the first iteration of the platform towards the end of the year. So I invite everyone to try and use it. And even like from CPAs, from HR companies, from you name it, we have probably 13, 15 of these conversations going already. That, for example, a guy who's a CPA and have obviously know a few thing or two about how to do his craft, and this is a good solution for him. It's kind of amplifying of what he does. Yeah.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.